Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna wait just a little bit longer, and we're gonna get started. This is an interesting set because it is
Evolutions.
very much not a player set.
As solely just collectors.
It is a collector set through and through.
And the new Gojo's looking pretty cool.
Did I show you? I sent a picture.
All right. We are going to get started here with Prismatic Evolutions. So we have not yet covered any of the cards from the starter decks. So as we are looking through the reveals from Terastal Festival, we will also be taking a glance at some of the cards from the starter decks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. A very large portion of these cards are either just straight bulk or have very niche uses. So don't be dismayed if we go through them very quickly. At the end of all of the cards, after we've done looking at all of the base rarities, we're going to spend a moment to go look at the visual set list for the secret rares that have been revealed so far. Most of the reveals, or the rest of the reveals for these, of course, are going to come over the course of this next week. But for what's been revealed so far, we're going to take a peek at those too, because the real draw for this set is the special illustration rares and the illustration rares in general for these trainer cards and for the Pokemon. That's, I think, the big deal for this particular set. But with that said, let's go ahead and start out here with Execute and Executor. I think it's fair to say both of these are bulk.
Mm-hmm.
So right out of the gate, we're starting very strong. Pinsir is also bulk, but we do have our first card here now that we need to actually discuss, and that is Badoo. So Badoo has the attack Itchy Pollen. It does 10 damage and says during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any item cards from their hand.
I'm gonna build Badoo control.
I think this card is awesome.
This card reminds me a lot of Cryogonal from Evolving Skies, I believe it was. I really enjoyed that card.
I don't think it'll really see.
No, Cosmic. It was Cosmic.
I feel like if it sees play, it's gonna be like a one of in certain decks to like just item lock for the first turn and then be a pivot, and that's its purpose.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent pivot. And that turn one item lock can be really good if you're running second to slow your opponent down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I like it. I think it's overdue.
It's a solid card. I just don't see it. I think it's like a very. It's gonna fit, and it's gonna have its niche in certain decks, and
that's the thing is a lot of people when they saw this card, they're like, "Oh no, the world's over! It's free item lock, turn one. It's so terrifying."
That is crazy. It's almost like we haven't had that before. Wow.
Well, we've had something very similar. I don't. I think it's fine. I think it'll be perfectly fine.
30 HP on a Regidrago / Dragapult world is fine.
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, but this will definitely see play. And like you said, I think it's going to be a pretty niche card in the fact that not every deck is going to run it, but those that do will want it.
That can't attack turn one and don't want to use Rotom, even especially after Rotom rotates, right?
Yeah.
That'll just want to disrupt for the first turn, so they'll run this.
I was reading the second attack for the first attack.
Up next is Leafeon EX, which has Fresh Leaf Storm. That's for Grass Colorless. It says that it does 60 times damage. This attack does 60 damage for each energy card attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. And then Grass, Fire, Water has Moss Agate and does 230 damage. Heal 100 damage from each of your benched Pokemon. How do we feel?
I mean, I like Leafeon.
I like Leafeon, but do we feel like this is actually a playable card?
I think like if you're running some kind of weird evolution box deck, this is a one of, and that's it.
Yeah. Definitely not a build around, right?
No. First attack's too inconsistent.
If we had the second attack as the first attack, then sure, absolutely.
That would be nuts as the first attack.
Yeah, and then the second attack being the first attack would be bad.
230 is not like insignificant damage.
No, but
the heal is pretty good. It's just like this. Most things are trying to one shot nowadays, so healing damage doesn't really do too much.
Yeah, maybe in a post rotational world it will matter.
Yeah, because there will be a lot less.
Or like if they're trying to
a lot less one shot.
Yeah, a lot of the one-shotting I think comes out of like the Brilliant Stars chunk of Sun Moon Era,
It's
or
like a lot of
Sword Era.
it's just a lot of turbo stuff. That's right there. Like we're gonna
Yeah.
lose Chorus, we're gonna lose Rotom, we're
I
gonna
mean, we're
lose.
losing the whole Lost Zone engine.
Yeah.
We aren't losing Squawkabilly though, which is definitely a turbo element.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to see how that works. And we do lose Radiant Greninja also.
That's a big one.
We do lose Reggie Drago.
Yeah. Up next we have Lilligant. Lilligant has the ability Sunny Day. Your grass and fire Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. It also has for grass level colorless spinning attack, and that does 60 damage.
I love this card. It's basically a reprint of the old Lurantis,
Yep.
the check lane booster promo. I like it. I hope someone can find a niche for throwing it in some grass deck.
I feel like it's one of those cards that just needs a home.
Yeah.
The problem is grass has been so
neglect.
neglected since
Force the Giant.
Forest of Giant Plants rotated. Yeah, it's they have really not wanted to support grass, maybe because of the PTSD of that era. I don't know. I think Lilligant's perfectly fine. I think it could easily find a really good niche. We just gotta actually find that niche. Maybe the real secret is just playing quad Lilligant alongside Meowscarada EX.
How much does Meowscarada swing for again?
I think it's 200.
I mean, that would boost it up to what, 280?
280.
I mean,
And then
that's
you're
not a
also
bad
doing the
number.
spread damage too.
Actually, is 280 even a good number after rotation? I don't feel like it is.
Probably not. It's
'Cause you wanna
280.
be
It's an
hitting
okay number now, but
It's okay now because of V-Stars, but
yeah.
once rotation happens, you want to be hitting around 300 at least. Just because then you can use modifier like Defiant Spectacle.
It depends on how big the stage 2 EXs are. Because like right now we have what? Guardy
It's
and Zard.
Guardies are Dragapult technically exists.
I mean, after rotation, it's gonna be the only way to play Dragon Ball.
Dragapult,
So
yeah. There's High Dragon, but obviously you'd be hitting High Dragon for weakness.
yeah,
You'd be
murder
hitting
High
Zard
Dragon.
and High Dragon.
Yeah, Zard's not gonna be an issue. High Dragon's not gonna be an issue. So that basically just leaves Guardy.
I don't think Guardy survives
Guardy
post-rotation,
doesn't
though.
survive this rotation.
I know I've heard some discussion about potentially trying to build Guardy as like more of a
Support.
not as a support, but like alternate draw engine kind of thing, where you just have to use.
How are you going to be drawing with Guardy once the Curly rotates?
Okay, I did just say alternate draw engine, right? Everybody heard me? Okay, cool. Alternate draw engine. So you'd have to dump some sort of draw engine in there. The obvious potential inclusion would be Revivroom,
Yeah,
I think,
say River Room would
because
probably
that's
be the best
discarding
one.
your energy and drawing cards that way. But then of course you're clunking your deck up with that, and you're definitely not doing like a 4-4-3 or 4-4-2 or
Yeah,
these
because
big
Gardevoir's not
full
your-
At
Guardy
that point, you
lines
might
anymore.
as well just run Go Dango.
Yeah, I feel like at that point Goldango is just a better deck.
Then Guardy.
Or Cyrillage for that matter.
Yeah.
Then
Sarah
because you
Lynch-
still with Guardy, you'd still have access to the balloon. You still have access to. You still have
It's
attackers.
just too slow. Especially losing Rad Ninja and
Yeah,
all the
and
big
Curlias.
Curlias. I think it's just too much that it's. The Curlias are the big thing.
It's
Find
going to
out.
run Blender.
It does get Brilliant Blender, but I don't know. I think that's the Spaghetti Monster.
I don't think so either. But I do think Lilligant could see play. It seems reasonable. It's definitely a card that is
What the
interesting.
Lurantis did see play back in the day.
Yes,
right?
it
What
did.
Was it Tapu Bulu?
Bulu. I think
Yeah.
it was Bulu that saw playing. It was a fun card.
Yeah, I like that one. I remember like buying a ton of those when it first appeared in my checkouts.
Mungus has Spore Ball, which is 30 damage and puts your opponent's active Pokemon to sleep. And then Mushroom Swing does 100 plus damage. Flip a coin. If heads, it does 80 more.
I love Among Us, and I'm sad about this card.
This is Among Us's chance to show how good it is. Anyway, up next is Durant, which does crunch, flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy.
This is
Remember
a
when it's active.
fake Durant. It doesn't mill.
It
It's a
doesn't
false Durant.
Not every Durant mills, my guy.
No, but they must.
We don't. It does do energy disruption, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I could
Durant's
see this-
either mill or energy disrupt this. Like
I almost wonder if this could see some niche play, like as a tech and a potential grass archetype.
for 50 base damage.
It would be like a tech. And you would need something like counter energy for it, but
I mean, at that point, just run Crushing Hammer.
I feel like Crushing Hammer would just be better.
Christian Hammer's, well, it is still coin flip, never mind. Yeah, screw that. Virizion has bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Nimble, I'll bite through some Flareon EX. Burning Charge does 130 damage. Search your deck for 2 basic energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck.
That's crazy.
I
Honestly.
absolutely hate this attack cost, though. It's fire
It's fire
colorless.
colors.
If it were just fire or just colorless, I'd be like 100% that's good. But that attack cost is ugly, which means basically you're going to be forced to use something like Counter Gain.
And Dusknoir.
Or Glass Trumpet.
Or
I mean, yeah, you could Glass
use
Trumpet the EV
Spartan
first.
Crystal.
I think if you do build some kind of evolution box deck, this is your accelerator, obviously.
Yeah, cause like with this is like you could Glass Trumpet onto the EV first and then just manual attach and then
So-
just charge with the Flareon.
Do we agree that an evolutions box deck would run max belt? Because all their attacks do 280 and you just 330 everything.
No, the Leafeon does 230.
330.
You want to get to 330 with
Yeah, but
280
what
plus
I'm
50.
saying is
280 plus
the-
50 is 330.
The second attack on Leafeon does 230, not
Yeah,
280.
we're not talking about that though. We're talking about the 280s that would be getting 50.
Yeah, the second attack swings for 280, so you run max belt to hit 330.
Yeah, Carnelian, we didn't read that, but Carnelian did it for fire, water, lightning. Does 280 damage and you can't attack next turn.
I don't feel like that's ever been.
That's
a
never an
stop
issue
deck, so
because it's not like a thing where you can actually not.
it
Yes,
doesn't work with Latios though. So
It doesn't. It's stage
you
one.
do have to actually have some way to switch.
You just use Guzma. No big deal.
Prime catcher.
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't know. It seems fine.
I like the evolutions like engine. I just don't know how
Competitive they're gonna be.
Yeah, I almost wish the attack didn't specify basic energy, so you could do things like luminous energy too.
Yeah,
That'd be
that would make it a
crazy.
lot crazier though.
Yeah,
Because at that point you just run Legacy Energy.
you could do legacy. You could do rich energy. Smile,
Up next is Blaziken EX.
bulky and EX.
It's not actually that bad, I don't think. The ability is Overflowing Spirit. Once during your turn, you may touch a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. And then for Fire Colorless, Burning Assault does 200 damage and it can't attack next turn. I think this is an interesting support Pokemon
Yeah.
because you can use whatever type of energy here. You're not forced to use
It
fire.
has a stage too, though.
Yeah,
Just rare candy.
but it's to one of your Pokemon. It doesn't
It
have
has
to be
a
the bench.
Terrible weakness too.
Terrible for now. Once Palkia rotates, I don't think it's going to matter.
You don't think Chun-Pao is going to be
No.
resistant post rotation?
No. Because Chimpao loses Pokestop.
I mean, that's probably not enough to kill it.
I was going
but-
to say I don't think that's enough to kill it. They just run something.
But Blaziken, you're not super hype on it.
Nah, I don't.
I like it.
As a stage 2, I don't think it's worth it.
I can almost see like this also being like kind of ran in like maybe even Eternal.
I don't know about Eternal.
Yeah,
I feel like
not
there's
Eternal.
much better option. There's much better in Eternal to deal with any sort of acceleration.
Reggie's.
Regis doesn't want this.
Well, no, I'm just saying like Reggie's is like just
Is a better acceleration.
Yeah, but it's a better accelerator for sure. I think it's fine. We'll probably play around with it when we're doing our testing rounds.
I mean, my brother will want to try it because he's been asking for.
It attaches from the discard pile.
Yeah, but it attaches to anywhere. It's not like most of these types of acceleration where they have to be to the bench. This can attach to the active
I don't
too.
know. Maybe I'm just pessimistic about discard attaching in a post-Radiant Ninja world.
Yeah, I mean, we still have Brilliant Blender, so if we really want, we can make it happen.
I feel like that's a very extreme step to take for a simple acceleration engine.
Up next is Torkoal, which is pretty. And then we have Reshiram.
Are we able to make out what's in the background of the Torkoal?
The Torkoal.
What region is that? Is that Hoenn? It probably
Yeah,
is.
it's
It
Hoenn,
looks like
yeah.
Hoenn.
We have Reshiram, which is unfortunately bulk. It's just not very good here. This is a great starter deck card,
Yeah.
but not
And
much
Reshiram
else.
dirty. Hopefully in that black and white set we get
Something
Reshiram gets a better
interesting.
one. Yeah.
Look, we have Ins Reshiram.
It's not doesn't look like a great card, but we also don't have context.
It looks good to me, but okay.
I'd have to look at it again. but I don't remember
Volcarona,
it being anything.
pretty art. Got a bad card, unfortunately.
Those symbols on the right of it, the attack look weird. It looks like it's
Symbol?
saying "Hubihi."
This?
Hubihi.
We have Litleo and Pyroar that are also unfortunately quite vanilla and not very good. Slowpoke and Slowking also not very good. Seeking is probably worth talking about though. Seeking has the ability Festival Lead.
Yeah.
If Festival Grounds is in play, this Pokemon can use the attack it has twice. If the first attack knocks out your opponent's active Pokemon, you may attack again after your opponent chooses a new active Pokemon. And its attack for a single colorless energy is Rapid Draw, which does 60 damage. And you get to draw 2 cards. How do you feel about this in the existing Festival Lead deck?
I'm still of the mind that Festival Lead will never be good. But I mean, I guess if you were running the Goldeen, which nobody was, then yeah, I guess it's fine to throw this in there. But I don't know. I don't feel like it needed draw when it had a quick search engine built in. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. Oh, interesting. It's. I mean, I'm not upset that it exists. I just feel
Yeah,
like
like
it's not enough.
it's always nice to see support for an old archetype, but
Yeah.
this one just felt this one's not nearly good enough to because usually when they add in support for like these old archetypes, they're worth running, but this just I don't feel like it is.
Yeah. I think they really want you to run the Goldeen.
Yeah, like when we got Dartrix for United Wings.
Mm.
Whoa.
Yeah. Did you see it actually place or made day 2 at least for
Oh, did it really?
Sacramento? Yeah.
Was it running Blender?
The new deck.
Yeah.
I
I
believe
would
so.
assume United Wings would run Blender.
Yeah. Let me see if I can put that list while we're looking at this. But yeah, the Seeking. I don't know. It like I said, I'm glad that it exists. But like you eh.
Yeah, just stick with the groupie line, I think.
I don't remember what the placement was. I know it's like in the 200s. Me cheap. We have. So if you are just joining us now, I'm looking up a placement for 288th. Okay, so
Yeah.
this was the deck list here that was played to day 2 at Sacramento. Obviously, it didn't make top 8, didn't even make top 16 or top 32 or top 64 or top 128, but it made day 2, which is
Dusk Ball?
more than has happened in a while for this deck. So,
Dusk Ball and Great Ball one-ofs?
mhm.
That's crazy.
But that does go to show though that these new archetypes can evolve with new support to at least see some degree of success. Yeah. Up next is Vaporeon. Vaporeon has Heavy Squall for water colorless. This attack does 60 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon EX. This attack's damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance. And then for Fire, Water, Lightning, Aquamarine does 280 damage. And then just like all the others, you have to switch.
I don't feel like this one is really worth running just because every Terra in existence has band protection. And you're only targeting EXs anyway. So
I mean, Aquamarine's still 280, so you can hit for different weakness.
I mean, yeah, but literally all the other evolutions, or the base 3, Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon, hit for the same energy cost, 280. So I don't know if this one's worth running.
Yeah, the best of the 3 definitely does seem to be Jolteon. But
Yeah, I
we'll
was
let
gonna
you
say
answer.
Jolteon is definitely the best of the 3. This one's like, if you run it, it's a one-of, and that's all.
Yeah,
But I don't know if you would even want to fit that space for it.
The good thing about this entire line is that they make for very flexible deck building. Like you can make
Yeah,
choices about what you need to run.
If we had Surprise Time Machine in format,
Oh. Can you imagine
Oh.
these all in Eternal though?
I could see it definitely being a deck. Yeah, you do some wacky stuff with Glass Trumpets and what's the tool, Crystal Shard or whatever.
Spartan Crystal?
No, the one that makes your Pokemon normal type.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's called Crystal Shard, but you do wacky Glass Trumpet things with them.
Mm.
And you're covering a lot of types, good types too.
Suicune, yeah. Wingle Pelipper, also same situation. Regice, also same situation.
Bad Reggie.
Kyogre we can talk about briefly. Has the attack Undulating Waves, which is 80 damage. You may switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. So this is a Repel or a Sabrina if you're in TCG Pocket Brain. And then for double water, double colors, it has Tidal Surge, does 230 damage, and then you have to discard 2 energy from it.
Nah. The art's really pretty. I like the art for it.
I mean, the art is what, Koyo? Nope, Takuyo.
I just feel like Kyogre's always had really good art. But
Up next is Glaceon EX. Glaceon EX has the attack Frost Bullet. It does 110 damage, and then also does 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon.
that is a historically great attack.
Yeah. I mean, you just gotta find a little Badoo on the bench to knock out with it.
Or Cleffa.
Cleffa also could take the hit. And then it has Uplays, which says knock out one of your opponent's bench Pokemon that has exactly 6 damage counters on it.
We call this a card we put in Lockbox for like 1 month.
For like 1 month. I kind of like looking at Uplays because like you can set up a knockout on something with the damage from Frostbolt, the 30-30.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's the idea.
Yeah, I'm sure it is too.
It's-
But
I wish the damage output on the first attack was higher. Like I almost wish it was like say 130 and then 40 ping. The second attack be like 80 damage counters on it.
80 damage counters, that's a lot.
80 damage on it.
Mm.
It's just like if you look, because the famous example of an attack like this is Darkrai EX from Dark Explorers, right?
Mhm.
And that's for 3 energy doing a 90-30. We modernized that attack by making it 2 energy, but do 20 damage more in the same bench ping. I just don't feel like that's much of growth considering the amount of like
This is also
power
a stage
creep we've seen
1.
since then. It is a stage 1 too, yeah. So it's like there should be more. I don't know. It feels like it should be a little better than it is. Because 110 is not great.
The instant KO is nice, I guess. But yeah, it's going to be
You have to get there.
You do have to get there. But you could. And it has to have exactly 6 damage counters on it, too. It has to be exactly 6. You can't go over.
Mm-hmm.
That's also annoying. Because UX is unfortunately bulk. Jolteon EX, I think, is what we're talking about, though.
This card's awesome.
Jolteon EX is probably the star of the show for this set. It has an attack called Flash Spear for Lightning Colorless. Discard up to 2 basic energy cards from your bench Pokemon. This attack does 90 more damage for each card you discard in this way. And then for Fire, Water, Lightning, Dravite does 280 damage. And just like all of these, during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack.
I like this one. It does 90 more for each, so you discard your 2 and you're up to 240, which is a pretty solid number in a Bolt world. Then obviously you can go higher if you want to with the second attack. It's just solid. It's a lightning Pokemon. You get E-generators. You can do Glass Trumpets. Like this deck has, like this particular card has so much acceleration even post rotation. Like you can basically just do it.
So I guess the question becomes, why would you run this over Raging Bolt?
The Silver Bolt?
Yeah.
You higher health, more ways to
I mean, if you really want higher health, though, you can just run an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, right?
Bolt would run Bravery Trumps just so you can put out everything, but
Even still.
yeah. I mean it has for your treat. Smile. I guess Bolt is running Latias now though.
Yeah, like,
I don't know. I just think I think this isn't like a standalone deck for sure. This is definitely an Evolutions box sort of card. Like I said, I think the Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon for this set were meant to be played together in the same deck. Just because all of their attacks share the exact same energy costs, which means that you should be able to accelerate whichever ones you want to whichever. And that's why I was saying Surprise Time Machine would be good because you could attack with basically any of them. And hit whatever weakness you want, basically. The problem is obviously the different ones like Glaceon, Leafeon, Sylveon, they don't use the same energies, like not even close in some cases. So it's probably just going to be like the base 3. But I like the idea. So it'd probably be like 2 Jolteon, 2 Flareon, 1 Vaporeon.
you could always run a Sylveon, too, for good measure. Baby. The baby. We'll look at the baby a little bit.
Yeah, the baby Sylveon.
Alolan Golem, cool art, not good.
I feel like it's been a while since we've had an Alolan Golem.
It has been a while. It's been quite well. Togedemaru also is not good.
Is that Kintsuga Boy?
This one?
No, it's not right.
No, it's
Okay, it just looked
Sumo
like generic guy on bland background.
Tapu Koko has free retreat, so hold on to that for release. Otherwise, it's probably not gonna do
Yeah.
much.
I mean, it's 60 plus 20 for each of your bench Pokemon. Smile.
Yeah,
Caps at 160.
not at all good. Alone Marowak does retaliate, so 30 plus damage. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, this attack does 90 more damage.
That's weird that they would. Are they done giving the Alolan Pokemon free attacks?
I guess.
Because the Alolan Golem didn't have one either.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, it looks like Espeon EX. Espeon EX has 2 attacks. The first one is Psych Out, which does 160 damage, and you're discarding a card from your opponent's hand. And then for Grass Psychic Darkness, you have Amethyst. Devolve each of your opponent's bench Pokemon by shuffling the highest stage evolution card on it into your opponent's deck.
I like this one. This one's awesome.
That's pretty dirty.
It's better TM Devo for Wacky MG Coast.
For what it's worth, though, it doesn't do any damage for that attack.
It should. It should do like a 20 spread.
Spritzy and Aromatisse are both pretty cards. They are not playable. This is Sylveon I was just mentioning earlier. Let's look at this guy. Sylveon has the ability Safeguard. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attack from your opponent's Pokemon EX.
It's interesting that they don't include V in that this time.
I feel like this is a deck they don't expect or don't want to be good until after rotation.
The evolutions.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. It's just interesting they included like V's with Mimikyu, but they didn't include V's with the Sylveon.
I mean, to be fair, Mimikyu was also like over a year ago.
Yeah, but like I feel like in the past, like with Hoopa, they included EXs and GXs.
Yeah, but that was also the first year.
Oh, was it? I thought it was the second.
Shining Legends.
Oh, I'm wrong. Never mind. Was there another safeguard after Hoopa?
In Sun and Moon?
Yeah, or was that the only
I
one?
think that was the only one for Sun and Moon.
Oh wow, I would have expected there to be another.
Because the only other one was before Hoopa.
Oh, there was Ninetales. Hello, Ninetales.
Yeah, but that was
Guardians
before
Rising,
Hoopa.
Yeah, that was Guardian, so it's still early.
Sylveon EX. This EX is a duplicate of the one we just got. So not new. Xerneas also got done dirty. You can do 220 if your opponent's active as an EX, I guess, for free energy. Yeah, but not that good. Oricorio, I like this card for like beginning play decks, but not for competitive play.
Spooky shot.
Spooky shot for 20, but call for family for 2.
That's
That's not terrible.
That's a Halloween drinking game. Spooky shot.
And then a new Mimikyu EX. This is also a starter deck card for sure. Mischievous Hands, choose 2 of your opponent's Pokemon and put 3 damage on each of them. And then Ghost Trip does 120 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused.
Man, they gotta give Mimikyu like a good ultra rare one of these days.
I mean, they gave it. The Mimikyu GX was pretty decent in a day. It saw play.
Which one was that?
The GX?
Yeah, which one? I don't know what that one does. So
It's all play with Gardevoir and Sylveon.
oh, it was fairy. I was thinking the second one. Confused 30 for each damage counter on your opponent's active. Choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Shuffle it.
It's Snow and Falls, what you were using.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see it being bad, but I don't know.
Then you have Delmise, which is it's pretty hard. And then
Is that Ken Sugimori? Wait.
it is not.
Ah,
It's actually that same artist, I
Again,
think.
it's just Pokemon on bland background. Or like
Yeah.
superimposed.
I really
on
like
background.
Delmise though.
I love Delmise is sick.
Grimmsnarl exists.
It's no Marnie's Grimmsnarl.
It is not Marnie's Grimmsnarl. That is true. Shadowy Knot does 50 times damage for each colorless in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. So you're probably doing about 100 damage.
They should make like one of those attacks, but like have be a lower multiplier, but include the retreat cost on all of your opponent's Pokemon in play.
That would be ridiculous.
That would be awesome.
Also kind of annoying to calculate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alchemy EX has the ability Sweet Gift. Once during your turn, you may heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon.
Yay.
Bulkiest of bulk. Cubone, Larvitar, Pupitar, Riolu, all bulk. This Lucario is unfortunately also bulk. During your next turn, this Pokemon's Tornado Rush does 100 more damage. So You're doing 100, but if you use it previous turn, you get 200. It's not good, unfortunately. Yeah, Powdon also not good. This Toadstool we're talking about though.
Yeah.
Toadstool has the ability Forest Path. As long as this Pokemon's on your bench, your active Pokemon's retreat cost is 2 colorless less. And then it has Mud Shot already.
It's the same ability as the Hisuian Sneasler.
And also Beware before that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Toadstool also has a lot more interesting cards than said Radiant Hisuian Sneasler than Hisuian Sneasler got.
Yeah.
So you could definitely put this in a deck and run several of the different Toadstools because there's some good ones.
Yeah, I have.
Good ones.
For those of you who are keeping an eye on the channel and are watching the Eternal Format videos, I do have a video with Toadstool coming out. Not right away. It's going to be probably in about a month or so. But it does feature this card, and it features the rest of the Toadstool line. So it should be fun. But yeah, it's not a bad card, and I think it could see play.
I just wish it was grass instead of fighting.
Yeah, me too. Although it does give access to Karina and Eternal, so.
True.
Koraidon has Claw Slash and Revenge Buster. If your Revenge Buster is 100 plus damage, if your bench Pokemon have any damage counters on them, this attack does 120 more damage.
I feel like it should have been an ancient Pokemon.
I mean, I feel like they just didn't want to, because these are from the decks. I feel like they didn't want to give any of them tags.
They could have given one of them just the Ultra Beast tag, and then I'd have to collect it.
And then Paldean Clodsire has the attack Poison Ring for 2 energy, 1 dark, 1 colorless. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. And then Giga Impact for dark, colorless does 220 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Seems like crap to me. And then this is the one that everybody's talking about that I think they are way overhyping, but let's talk about it. For dark double colors, we have Moon Mirage, which does 160 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. And then for lightning, psychic, darkness, Onyx says discard all energy from this Pokemon. Take a prize card.
This is whenever you you put a lightning dark in psychic, and then you have 3 boomerangs on it, and then you use the attack, and the 3 boomerangs come straight back.
I mean, the other energy still get discarded though.
Oh, it says discard all energy.
Yeah.
Ignore me. You can't overstack.
I also think it's dumb that it's only 1 prize card, because this thing's just going to get knocked out for 2.
I mean, I agree, because if we look at the old Umbreon EX from Fates Collide, that thing was crazy. Do you remember what that card does?
Mm-mm.
It had the attack end game for dark, double colorless, 70 damage. If a Mega Evolution Pokemon if you knock out a Mega Evolution Pokemon with this attack, take 2 more prize cards.
That's a lot for back
You would
then.
take 4.
That's so
4
funny.
prize cards off KOing a Mega. They could have made it just that strong if they wanted to.
They chose not to.
If you knock out a Terra Pokemon with this, take an extra prize card or something.
Right.
I don't know. You know.
Sneasel all by its lonesome. No Weavile in this set.
Just Sneasel, really?
Just Sneasel.
Oh, that's weird.
Houndour and Houndoom exist. Not very good, unfortunately. Tyranitar gets another EX. Also not good. Grind does 50 times damage. This attack does 50 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. Which I guess you could load it up, but why would you? And then it has Tyrant Crash for 150. Discard a random card from your opponent's hand. What do you think? Tyranitar with Chin Pow? Just load this up instead of Chin Pow?
Excalibur Tyranitar.
Right? You know, Baxcalibur still doesn't have an ultra rare.
Excalibur? Oh, yeah, true. It doesn't have any.
And I feel like it
that
would work.
feels like, yeah, because it's a pseudo technically, right?
It is a pseudo.
And it hasn't got. I bet it will by the end of the block, I'm sure.
But, this thing is technically we're ending the Sword of the Scarlet Violet block.
Because it's going for an extra year, right?
Well, no, right now, like, they just released Friends in Paldea. The block's over.
Sedge.
Yeah. So now if they release a Baxcalibur, it's going to be in the middle of all these like Team Rocket and Team Flare.
Are there like memorable Pokemon from the region that we didn't get EXs of? Or is
From
it just
Paldea?
Bags? Yeah, from Paldea. Because we got the 4 diseased Smothers And then we got, obviously, we didn't get ultra rares of all of the ancient and future Pokemon, but I don't think we needed to. We got Goldango. That was a big one.
All right, we
got
got
the
Meowscarada,
starters.
we got Skelders, we got Quaquaval, we got Winkalone, we got Spidops. We haven't gotten Lokix, right?
No,
Mm-mm.
Lokix.
I think
We
Lokix
got-
should have
we
one.
got Palmont. We got
Comet got
Muscle.
one, Tandemaus Muscled,
Fighter got one.
Doxman got one,
Uh,
Arboliva didn't.
No. Squawk did.
Yeah. Garganacl got one.
Armor Gensir Ledge.
Bolt got one. Bellybolt got one. Kilowatcher got one. Mabosstiff got one. Grafai got one. Brambleghast has not had one.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
Toadscool got
did.
one. Cloth got
Cloth
one.
got one. Scovillain did.
Still villain.
Repsca did.
Repscore has not had one. Espathra has, right?
Yeah, because it's the one in the
It's the really
Um,
awful one that makes both active Pokemon's attacks cost one more.
Right.
Tinkaton got one.
Yeah.
Wotrio
Wotrio did not.
No, he got the Terra.
Oh, yeah, the really bad one.
Yeah.
Bombardier got
Bombardier got
one.
one,
Palafin got
Palafin got
one.
one.
Revrim got one. Cyclozards had two.
And Orthworm.
Orthworm got one. Glamora's had one. Houndstone's had two. Flamingo has one.
Did
Yeah.
get a really bad one, but yeah.
But it got it in this set,
The
actually.
Titan didn't get.
No.
The Titan has not had one. Velouz has not had one.
Dondozo has it.
Dondozo
We
hasn't.
could get a 300 HP Dondozo.
That would be awesome.
please. And
Hudson-
reprint Max
Hud-
Potion.
We have
Reprint Max
Tatsugiri.
Potion too.
That's a great has one.
Yeah, I know.
Annihilate has one. Cloudstar has two. Farigiraf has one.
Dirty
The
Beam.
Dunsparce.
The Dunsparce I don't think has.
The
it yet.
Dunsparce does not have one.
It could easily get one though.
And Gambit doesn't have one either. We have a lot of Pokemon that don't have them yet in
Great Tusk
Paldea.
does.
Brute hasn't.
Screamtail does.
Slitherwing and Iron whatever the
Iron
other
Treads
ones.
has one.
No,
Yeah.
the Iron Iron Moth didn't get one.
Yeah, Iron Moth. did
There
have
are
one.
a lot of
Iron
Paldea
Bundle
Pokemon that
didn't
don't
get
have
one.
one. I
Iron
wonder.
Jugulius didn't get one.
Iron Julius doesn't have one.
The Jugulius.
Jugulus.
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 Yes, we're making up pronunciations now. Hydrapple has one.
Poltergeist.
Sinistra has one. Fizz and all the lousy three have one. Ogerpon has one.
Charlian got one.
All these have one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all these have one.
Yes.
But that still leaves a large number of Paldean Pokemon that don't have one.
I don't know if a large number. I feel like most.
That seems like a lot more than for
I mean,
1 year.
I feel like it was around like 10.
Yeah.
Like that's not a big.
Like if you're not including like the basics of their evolution.
Well, I mean, they're not gonna get one anyway.
All I'm saying is only like one of the Gen 5 starters got an EX during their block, and it was Embor.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was not a good card either.
Luckix. Nice.
Nice.
Bombardier.
Nice.
That's pretty art though,
It
actually.
is pretty art. This is too. I think they're both good art.
Oh, that it's like
It's like
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, it's a Karagal, so of course it's amazing art. But I wish the card were good. This is like TCG Pocket level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what it is.
that's a TCG pocket card.
Right.
Bronzong.
Bronzong, because Bronzong apparently does not get enough cards.
Someone that Pokemon loves Bronzong.
They have a love for Bronzong that is clinically
I wish
anyway.
its ability was better.
Has Bronzong gotten a card in every single
Set.
set since
been
its
a-
release in Diamond and Pearl?
No, not that much. But in Scarlet and Violet, it's gotten one a lot.
It's gotten like at least 3.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
This ability is Protection Bell. All of your Pokemon take 10 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon after applying weakness and resistance.
If it was 20 at least.
I mean, theoretically, this could matter. Theoretically, maybe you play like Dondozo Bronzong when it comes out,
Yeah, it doesn't specify metal Pokemon, so it could be.
but that 10 damage has to matter.
Yeah.
Like, and I
They
don't know
they
that it will.
ping Pikachu EX
And
for
they
10
do
damage.
stack. It's like you remember Stag Attack GX
Mm.
Ultra Wall?
I loved that attack. I loved
Yeah.
Beast Box. Metal Beast Box was super fun to play.
You just say, I will not. I'll take like half the damage.
Right. Heatran, another really good art, just not that great of a card.
Heatran like always has banger art, to be honest.
Yeah, it has such an ugly Pokemon.
You remember what was the set that it had a hollow rare of recently? Was that Twilight Masquerade?
It's been recent, yeah.
That art is freaking phenomenal.
Speaking of ugly Pokemon,
Yeah.
really good art though.
He's got a little friend.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on.
Dialga. At first, I was like, "This could be okay, maybe," and it's just bad.
Could you imagine they give like a time skip attack in a starter deck?
I'm still gonna say it. I'm still really irritated that there has not been a single Dialga card printed with the attack Roar of Time.
Yeah,
There was a Darkrai that had
Yeah,
its
I
model.
It had Roar Time and,
And
Special
Spatial
Rend.
Rend, yeah.
so this Dialga has the attack Time Bell, which does 20 damage. You draw a card, and then Metal Blast, 100 plus damage. This attack does 20 more damage for each metal energy attached to this Pokemon.
At least they're consistent with that attack name.
I just wish this
Was all
worked to all of your Pokemon.
that would be
It would be a lot
crazy.
more interesting.
Yeah, as it is
And
now,
plus a 20 multiplier is just bad.
20 multiplier is not great, but if it were to all of your Pokemon, it could be more reasonable. This
I don't
is
think that-
crap because you have to have 10 energy on your Pokemon. On this Pokemon to have it even be okay
Yeah.
feels really bad.
Yeah. Assuming you're paying for just the attack cost, it's only 160.
What's your dog doing?
Zacian. Steel Armament does 20 damage. Search your deck for a basic metal energy and attach it to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck.
That
And
would
then you
have
do
been funny if
Slashing
it just
Strike
said-
for 210. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Slashing Strike. This to me doesn't seem bad.
It
just
would have
seems
been
okay.
funnier if it just said search your deck for metal energy and not basic.
Yeah, why does it say basic? Why did they catch on?
Shh. But I think this is okay.
Also, is that a new best Q-fin I spy?
Is it?
80
Is-
damage? Holy crap.
It's not
3
70
though.
HP though.
Yeah, it does have it. They still have kept up every single Q-fit since it's been released. Has 100 HP.
That retreat cost though.
Is it 3?
Awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like most of them have 3 though.
Paparaja that goes with it is also bad.
Boo. I mean, there's been a couple good coverages. So
Yeah, there have. And then we have EVEX
meh.
with the ability Rainbow DNA. Once during your turn, if you have a Pokemon EX in your hand that evolves from Eevee, you may put that card onto this Pokemon to evolve it. You can't use this ability during your first turn or the turn this Pokemon was put into play.
I feel like this
Lame.
card is just exists for the sake of being able to run 8 EVs in a deck.
Pretty much, yeah. It's so you can get more
So
of
you
those
can have every
evolutions out.
single evolution out at once
Yeah.
if you wanted to.
That'd be crazy.
And we have Snorlax EX, which unfortunately is just junk. For 4 energy, you get to flip 3 coins, and then you do 120 for each heads.
3 coins?
3 coins.
Oh. If it was 4 coins. Ooh.
No, if we do 4 coins, then you might be like, okay, you know what? Average would be 240.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ryan would average 360.
What?
I'm saying.
No, not with 4 coins.
I'm saying Ryan would average.
With this one, yeah.
Ryan would average 360.
Ew.
Up next, we have
The worst hoot I've ever seen.
this is a bad hoot hoot. The art is really good. The card itself, not so much. The effect here is insomnia, which is not the problem.
yeah.
Not the problem. The problem here, well, there are 2 of them. The first one is the HP,
Uh-huh.
Well, there's
which is the wrong number of HP to have right now.
Yeah.
This should be 70. And the retreat costs, which is also the wrong amount to have. That should be 1.
Can we? I want to. How do you pronounce that Pokemon in Japanese? Because I see that its name is also like 2 of the same.
I have no idea.
I'm just curious. Is me ADHD brain? I'm just wondering.
curiosity killed the cat.
I mean, ho ho.
I will bench my hole.
Yeah, Hoot is fine. Just there are better options.
Yeah.
In Eternal, you probably play one from Sword and Shield base set, and Standard probably the one from Stellar Crown. It's
Is there a Delta Hoot?
I don't think so.
No.
I was gonna say Lightning Hoot's mine.
Dude, if that was a thing.
They gotta redo Delta Pokemon one of these days.
Right, I should have done that. Lugia gets another EX. This time, one that's going to be tournament legal. Not that it matters because it's awful. For 3 colors energy, you have Hyper Whirlpool. It is 140 damage. Then flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon.
It sucks because it's not even gonna get a full art.
And then this guy's art is incredible.
Yeah, that's very silly.
So good.
He
That's like-
playing in a Skittles patch.
It looks like Paper Mario. That's the vibe I get from it.
Yeah. It's 0313 for the artist. Stealth attack does 80 damage with a coin if heads during opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage from an effects of attacks on this Pokemon. So you're doing 80 damage, but for 3 energy.
For 3 energy.
For 3. But
That is so
Can't even
much.
triple excel that.
and then okay.
Colorless
It is a
Tropius?
colorless
That's
Tropius,
crazy.
which is gonna be the very first one. If you guys are not familiar, I collect Tropius. Tropius is one of a handful of Pokemon I collect, and so getting our first colorless Tropius is amazing. Maybe one of these days we'll even get a Tropius EX.
Bananas?
He's eating some sort of fruit. I'm not sure what they are. But it is a not good card, unfortunately. Fruitful Harvest says discard a card from your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards, and Gust says 50 damage. This is a great card for like building those beginner decks. I think it's gonna be great
He's
for
got
those.
his fan Rotom range.
Unfortunately, but I don't think he would be
Sadly.
wanting to grab this guy.
He
with
has
Rotom
Read
anyway.
the Wind as an attack. It's
Effectively, yes, Fruitful Harvest. Lopunny and Baneri are cute, but not good. Regigiga. Now, this guy
This
is
guy's kind
good.
of crazy.
This guy is
That
something to
art,
talk
though.
about.
The art is super dope.
You
Too.
know, I don't love it. I don't hate it, but
I love it.
it's
It's
just-
great.
I don't know.
Dude, it reminds me of the
out.
Kool-Aid Man.
Reggie is the Kool-Aid man. Yeah.
Honestly, yes. No, it looks kind of washed out to me. I think it's the colors more than the. anything else.
It also
doesn't
the
look very
picture
clear in
itself
the
just
image,
kind of
yeah.
looks like kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, I don't think that's a clear resolution.
But it's still. I don't think it looks like great. But the attack is definitely something to write home about. We have an attack for 4 colors energy. Jewel Break, 100 plus damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Terra Pokemon, this attack does 230 more damage.
I love it. It one shots
You,
basically.
you know
every
you know
Terra.
who's best friends with Regigigas?
Reggie's.
Literally every other Reggie.
Nah,
Mm-hmm.
a certain pseudo legendary.
Baxcalibur.
Baxcalibur.
Oh, shit.
Baxcalibur is like, hey, Regigigas, you
I
want to
think this is
team
the
up?
one of Tech and Chun-Pao, you think?
I think it might be. It's gonna be a fucking
It has
terrible
for
start.
retreat too, so you can heavy baton.
It's true.
I like
It would be a terrible starter, but
Yeah,
it
it's
would
a
be
terrible-
really,
it's a
really
one-of,
good.
obviously. I mean,
Is there-
160 HP on a basic.
You know what I
tail
just
price is
realized?
Still good.
The next card. It's our
Oh,
first.
it's not-
I think it's our first colorless shaman too.
No, it's not.
No,
There's been.
it's
Oh wait, no,
definitely
there
not.
is the shaman.
Literally,
EX.
Shaman EX.
Yeah.
There have also been others.
There's a color. Usually the flying one has been colorless.
Reflect energy does 60 damage. Move an energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. Sure.
It's not a pivot. I don't care.
I know, right? I don't know. I realize
It looks
I
like
don't know.
it's
I don't
staring
think
up at a
Audino's gotten
UFO.
a Pokemon in a while, or card in a while.
When was the last Unknown we got?
I don't feel like I've seen that Pokemon in a card. After it won,
More recent than
after
the
it won
baby.
Worlds.
We had one. In,
Wow.
What's that? Obsidian Flames. Yes.
Yeah, but before that there was one, and then the one that won Worlds, and that is it.
The funny thing is, Unknown's one of the Pokemon from Gen 5 I actually do like.
What's the other one between in the middle?
Which one?
Between the EX and the new one?
This one?
Yeah, what's that?
Here? That's saw niche play. For it was like a
During your turn, if this Pokemon is your active, draw a card. Oh.
and in 3-4-5 format, this saw a bunch of play.
He-
Yeah.
He's level ballable, so
Okay, and then speaking of another Pokemon I like from
that's a
Gen
pocket
5,
card. That is a
that is a solid Pokemon TCG pocket card. And then
Furfro.
has the ability Fur Coat. This Pokemon takes 20 less damage from attacks after applying weakness and resistance.
I know they would never do it, but I would love like a Furfru set where like there's a bunch of different like EXs with the different mains.
Nah,
With
I
the
would rather
Fur
have a
Coat.
set that has 28 EXs for a gnome.
Wait, yes, please do that. That's awesome.
The box toppers Blossom EX.
Yeah, yeah. We made this set just for Jason Basil.
Yeah, it's also got a Tropius EX with United Wings.
Speaking of busted artwork, this is Halucha. The card is awful, but the art's cool. Rising Tackle does 10 plus damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, this deck does 50 more damage.
Wow, how generous.
And then we have Noibat, or as Water Pokemon Master would say, Noibat. And a Noivern EX, or again, as he would say, Noivern. Strafe does 50 damage. You may switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. And then for 3 colors energy, Sonic Blast does 220 damage, and then damages you by 30.
Yeah, I hear that's good on
For a
certain
second, when
lightning
you
type
had
stage
that
two.
like highlighted, I thought it said 270 damage. I was like, Jesus.
I mean, this is too many energy for that, but
Here, let me triple excel. Do 220 and hurt myself. What's it? Does that even have free retreat? No, it doesn't.
no, it doesn't even have free retreat. If it had free retreat, it'd be like, okay, it's still bad, but maybe.
Yeah, but man,
This is also the second EX that no everyone's gotten.
oh yeah, it is because it has the weird.
And it'll be the third print of an EX for this card, too.
Yeah, because
Or
I
for
got
the Noivern.
two. I have so many of the one from Paldean Fates.
Yeah. Drampa,
That's cool art.
it's cool art, but it's bulk. Squelbit, this is probably like the best Squelbit.
There's not a 7 HP one?
Oh, but it has collect.
Yeah, but Nestash.
Yeah, Nestash is.
That's true. Never mind. Another Cramorant.
It's silly art.
Is this, other than the V's, is this the only colorless one?
I mean, isn't the Japanese exclusive one colorless?
I mean, in English, or what will be English.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's also going to be the first one. Other than
You know,
V's.
if they were really worried about the Lost Zone Cramorant affecting weakness, they could have just made it colorless.
Yeah. Lechonk, Winkalone, also
But
not
it
good.
doesn't-
Yeah, that's what I'm
Squawkabilly.
saying. They could have just made it colorless because colorless.
Squawkabilly's got add-on. That's
But
pretty
I'm
decent.
saying you're talking about the
Draw 2 for add-on.
Yeah, that doesn't apply weakness.
Draw 2 for... You're missing the point entirely.
You're missing what I'm saying.
Yeah, Squawkabilly has add-on, does draw 2, which is fine. But let's start with trainer cards. Amaris, ready for this, guys? You ready for this busted effect?
Draw 3.
Draw 4. And here we go. Here's the drawback. At the end of your turn, if you have 5 or more cards in your hand, discard your hand.
Wow. Can't have shit in the
I'm waiting for somebody to play this card at the pre-release and not realize what it does. Or wait, no, we're not even gonna have a pre-release for this.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
waiting for like somebody to use this card and not realize that.
Well, they'll probably shove this into a pre-release kit just
So
randomly.
it's 5 or more, not like.
If you have 5 or more cards in your hand at the end of the turn,
That is so
you should
lame.
discard the whole thing.
Those pre-release kits better be having 2 Ultra Balls.
And then they decided to include 9 copies of Black Belt.
Yippee.
Why?
They all do
This
the
is gonna
same thing
be
with
the-
different art.
This will be the what is it, the Rotom from Ultra
Right.
Prism of this set.
And watch them all be commons too.
Watch them make them all hollow rares.
Yeah. I don't think they do that to us, but during this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon do 40 more damage to your
I
opponent's
mean, it's a
active Pokemon
pretty
EX.
good card.
It is a good card.
That
It's
is a
actually
good
really
card.
good, I think.
I don't know if it's
They're
as good.
gonna
I don't know if
get
it's
it-
better than Kieran though.
Kieran's more flexible.
But that 10 extra is definitely good.
I think that matters more after rotation.
Because Kieran also affects V's, right?
Mm.
This only affects EXs.
Yeah. This, I think, matters more after rotation. That 40 damage might be relevant. This card's still good, though.
Yeah, solid. What's y'all's preferred black belt art?
Kanto.
The Kanto one?
It's just like the traditional guy.
What about you, Ryan?
I'd have to look at all of them.
That's Doto. Hoenn. Sinnoh. Unova. Kalos.
That's my least favorite one.
That's actually my least favorite too, and that's one of my favorite regions. Alola. Galar. Paldea, which is apparently not clickable.
That's
I
like-
like the
Say Kanto or Unova.
For me,
yeah, the
it's
unit. I like
Kanto or
the,
Paldea, I think.
yeah, I was gonna say the Unova or Paldea one.
Yeah, go for the Unova one. But we have friends in Paldea.
Hey guys, I hope you wanted to drop your cards.
Squads together.
Is it bad that we can say officially that this card is worse than Nemona?
I mean, it's not though.
Nemona's bag literally makes every other
Fair
draw
enough.
3 worse.
Fair enough. Havon Berry
Is that for dragons?
for dragons specifically -30.
Take that, Reggie Drago.
Larry's efficiency. You ready for this?
This is Castaway, right?
Discard your hand, then search your deck for a Pokemon,
Oh,
a
no.
quarter, and a basic energy card. Reveal them and then put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck.
It's
is worse
definitely got the
possible.
Cyrus conspiracy vibe.
Yeah. This is closer to a peony. I think.
Yeah, Peony was just 2 trainer cards though. This is like really specific.
But you get 3.
3 cards.
It's Pokemon Supporter Energy. Rotom V.
Yeah.
Carmine.
Up next is Max Rod.
This card's actually fire.
Put up to 5 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand.
I remember when I first saw that it was into your hand and not into your deck, I was like, oh,
It's a bit nuts.
it's insane.
It's like a super rescue stretcher.
This card absolutely competes for ace spec spots.
Yeah.
In some decks, not all decks, but some decks freaking want this so bad.
Sarah Ledge.
Reggie's could definitely use this one
Yeah.
if they wanted to. But I still think the Charlie's better.
The next thing we get to look at are the new Professor's research cards.
Do they have an updated regulation mark?
They do not. They are still G regulation mark.
Damn.
That's Birch is his first research card.
Boo.
Elm is his first research card.
Where's Professor?
Worse. You know, worse.
Elm sucks. Actually, no.
Supposed to say Birch and Rowan are both worse.
I don't like Elm.
Juniper.
Woman. Yeah. She looks like she has like a Karen haircut in my opinion.
She does, but her lips in this also look kind of weird.
Oh, she got the clown look.
Not quite, but it's still not great.
Is it the AI treatment?
I'm happy. I like Kukui. That one's definitely one.
Kukui looks really good.
If there end up being full arts for these, that's probably
I think there will be.
that would be my preferred one.
Magnolia actually looks pretty good too.
Mm.
Oak. I like this oak.
Yeah, that one's definitely gonna be.
And then Rowan and Sada. I don't like Sada's. Hers looks really
Yeah,
out of
hers is-
place.
It
Her
looks-
other one's better.
Yeah, the other one's
Yeah.
better. And then
And
Sycamore.
then Sycamore's is fine.
They didn't
I
even
like
do
Sycamore.
Turo.
Yeah, they just did Sada.
Yeah, they kind of shafted him, didn't they? And then we have our last card for the main course set. Treasure Gadget. Search your deck for up to 5 Pokemon tool cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck.
This card could have been so good.
You know, it would have been funny because, like, you know how treasure map is flip over your card, your prize cards.
Mm.
This one could have been crazy because it's like flip over your prize cards and then swap this with one of them.
Yeah, it would be too busted.
That definitely could have been what it is.
This though is it just feels bad.
I mean, it's very, 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 very niche. Like, the only deck I can even comprehend that might run this is that one Garbodor that has, like, Chuck.
Whimsicott would play this theoretically from was it Cosmic Eclipse? It was an old set at this point.
Because, like, I think the Garbodor does, like, 15 damage for each tool you can discard or something like that. And then you pair it up with Rotom V-Star and just nuke all the tools to the
So-
last zone.
For this, you would do for if you were to play with Whimsicott, you'd play 4 U-turn board, and then discard them, and then get them back on repeat. But I just don't see any instance where that's actually worth playing.
Yeah. So-
All right, let's look at these special art cards from here. We have Wooper
I love that one. He's so silly.
and Meow.
Palpate and Wooper.
I'm
Wooper
so
and Meow.
sick of looking at Meow in my pocket.
Yeah, Meowth is a little low.
I've only pulled one. I do like the Wooper, because it's got the like the Pokey Center stop behind it.
We have Amaris.
I love these ones of the.
And then like the student forms of each of these kids. I can't even recognize half of them like
that
that.
one's Atticus.
He looks nothing like himself.
Well, I mean, he covers his face.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't even get to see his face until post game.
Airy,
Airy.
I remember, like, everyone's.
I
speaking about the
I
Airy.
love
Friends
the
and
Airy art.
Paldea.
The Airy is very pretty.
The Friends and Paldea art is also really nice.
Larry's
Larry-
efficiency.
Larry's badassery. Giacomo's
Giacomo
bad.
always looks.
I like his
himself.
alt.
He's got. A
I like
full
his
head.
DJ set better.
Yeah, his alt's better.
Mela.
I like that melody.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. For the love of God, I cannot.
I just remember it until you told me that you can remember it. Now I can't remember it. Ortega.
In my head, I call him Marshmallow. I don't know why. He's just Marshmallow
He
in my head.
to me, he is like the most flamboyantly amazing character ever.
I don't like him.
I don't know. I like him. He's Phenomenally flamboyant though.
Who is it that you had the issue with? Was it Ari?
Oh, Aries smacked my face around.
I like that particular area.
And then some of these cards are still a little low res. To say,
Little low.
yeah.
They're just tiny.
That's Leafeon. That's all we have so far for Leafeon. I
If
think it's
you're
I
on
fine.
do
YouTube
like-
mobile, you can zoom in with your fingers. So if you want to get a closer look,
Or just load up the picture yourself.
yeah.
And this
sure.
is Telemask Ogerpon, another alt for it.
I
I
don't like
am
that
not a
one.
fan for
I
it.
like
prefer
the other
original.
one.
I like that one, but I prefer the
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all. This is Flareon,
Tweety.
Vaporeon.
It's so dirty.
Okay, Water Pokemon Master is like the face is wrong or something. I think it looks just like Vaporeon's face.
I mean, it looks like.
I think it just looks like a happy cat.
It's
It's just Vaporeon's face, my guy. I told him that literally. And then Glaceon.
Glaceon goes hard.
Not
I think it's
Glaceon.
gonna be one of those ones where it's honestly gonna come down to how it looks in person, with like the detail in it.
Yeah, I'm not fond of Glaceon.
I just don't like the way it's posed.
Cause I was honestly kind of the same way with the Giratinas, where like they were like, eh, and then when I saw them in person, I was like,
Yeah, I'm not.
It looks like it's like rubbing its back on the floor of Elsa's castle.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that
it is a
one. That
cat.
one's my favorite. I
Jolteon is
love
pretty
that
good. I
one.
actually don't hate Jolteons.
That one just feels like it's straight from like the Flash or something. You know, he's running fucking.
It reminds me of, was it the Joltik art?
Yeah, it's like some of the arts for like these feel very similar. Like the Miraidon alt art
Mhm.
looks very much like the art from Lost City.
Mm.
Like I don't know, I just get those vibes.
Yeah.
So
This
silly.
thing is.
I just don't know why he's floating. Like, what is he doing?
He's,
I mean, he
he's
floats in the
levitating.
He literally moves around in the game by floating.
Really?
Yeah.
I played Scarlet, so I don't know.
Poor Espeon is also currently low res.
Of course, my two favorite evolutions got the low res.
I like that one.
They just haven't been
That one's
fully revealed
really
yet.
cute.
Sylveon's adorable.
Your wallet is gonna hate this card.
Yes, my wallet's gonna hate this entire set. Because I have I have a Master Ball Sylveon to get, the base rarity, the regular reverse, and this, and the base
Are,
rarity
are we
Sylveon.
for sure getting the Master Balls?
Yes, they reveal it when they announce Prismatic Evolutions.
Yeah.
This
Iron
card,
Valiant.
though.
That's like Darth Iron Venom. You know? Like he pulls out the blade and goes woof, woof. Yeah, sick. I like that one.
Yeah.
That one's really cool. I
Iron
like-
Crown.
It's very like 90s synthwave, you know, or 80s.
It would
I
look
think that's-
at
I-
placed
I
in
think
like a
that's
Tron
why-
advertisement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Or let's see original Tron.
I think that's why I like the all Iron Jugulus so much.
I like the original one more, but that one's also really cool.
Yeah,
The
definitely original
Sandy.
more. Sandy Shock.
Because the other one, he's just taking a big steppy. And then of course the moon. That's the
Unreal.
money.
If I
card.
pull this, I'm just selling it. don't care.
That's a crisp $500 bill right there.
To start with.
Yeah, on the level.
I'm literally gonna hold on to it for a while.
Shinji Kanda.
Shinji Kanda decided to break Jason's wallet for a second.
Because this one I also have to collect because I
Yeah.
collect Shinji
Do you
Kanda.
think it's do you think it's gonna be more than Magic Carp?
Probably.
It's not gonna be more than the other one.
Giratina V.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be higher than that one.
Goldango.
He's so stupid looking.
He makes me want cheese sticks.
I used to go ham on those cheese sticks as a kid.
Oh man, as a kid.
I don't like cheese by itself anymore.
This Dragapult.
I feel like they could have done more with it.
I like this Dragapult.
It's very. I bet it's
I
gonna look
feel
very
like
pretty in person.
this is definitely gonna come down to the one
Yeah.
one of the ones where it's like I don't like it on just picture. It's gonna come down to how does it look in person.
Yeah, I bet it's gonna look very pretty with this hollow pattern. But the way it just looks on, JPEG.
Dude, it'd be crazy if it has like a full shatter
I
glass
want that
treatment.
one. I want it. Hand it over.
This
How
one's pretty
many?
good.
1 or 4?
Alright, give me a play set. E-boy.
Hey boy.
Eep.
That one's
Goldman
the-
Ursuna's pretty ugly.
You don't like it?
No, I'm not saying the cards ugly. I'm saying the Pokemon's ugly.
Oh. I mean, I think that's intentional, but
Yeah.
I like the
that.
original.
I prefer the original.
Yeah.
This is not as good.
I mean, me and you already talked about this the other day.
I'm like the other one out here. I like this one more.
That's wild to me. I just don't like this one.
I told him if I pull it, I'll trade it to him for the original one.
And I said no.
Well, you said it depended on the cost.
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah. The set has some banger arts.
And then these were automatically excluded because they're going to be promo cards. But that is it for Prismatic Evolutions so far. Keep an eye on justinbizzle.com and on Poke Beach for the rest of the reveals. There are more secret rares still yet to be revealed. I suspect we'll probably see some Professor's Research cards.
Do we want to take make any guesses on what we think will show up in those?
No.
Oh.
Because if I'd written down the cards, I could probably have guessed half of them.
I'm hoping for an Aegis/EX personally.
That'd be cool. But yeah, that is it for today. Hopefully you all enjoy. Hope you got something out of this. I know this isn't like the most this is not the most player focused set, we'll put it.
It's
But at the same time, I'm also really looking forward to Battle Partners when it gets revealed sometime next month, and then like the full set release when it comes out.
How
in
far out
March.
is it? You said next month, as in like actually a full month away?
We should be getting our initial reveal of Battle Partners
Is that the name of the set?
for Japan. Yes,
Oh wow, that's a weird name.
it should be in like mid December to like around Christmas time.
Okay,
Champions League Osaka most likely is going to be the reveal time for it.
like 3-4 weeks.
And they'll give us our initial wave of cards for that, and then they'll start trickling them out. And then
I can't wait till
the
we
set
start
itself
testing.
releases in January.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we start testing that set.
As soon
Yeah.
as they start making any Cynthia cards, Brian's just gonna be like, "Give me."
Dude, well,
We should get our full reveal of the set on the 16th of January.
The Cynthia
Okay.
cards are gonna kill my wallet, but the cards that are gonna kill my wallet is the Enzork EX.
Yeah, that one's gonna have such a cool alt art. I guarantee you.
I mean, look at the Reshiram.
The restaurant was pretty cool.
But the Skull Valley 9 stuff is to come later. Anyway, that's it from us today. We will see you guys in the next one.